Hey guys, today I'm going to start a new segment which I call Ask, and it's basically questions that I'm answering over social media to landlords that are having issues and trouble. Well, here we go. We have a question from Allison. I'm just going to say the first name, no need to know their last name, but Allison says, I need advice. I currently rent and live in my own family home. The current tenants are very good. They pay on time and maintain my home beautifully. Their lease is up. Current terms are $3,000 rent, all inclusive. Lease is up in April. My new lease proposal is 1% increase plus they cover their own cable as it is over $300 per month. They countered and said they can only pay an additional $100 and their own cable bill. The issue for me is that since they live there, their electric usage is insane. And with the increase, it offsets the summer electric bills. I hate to lose a good tenant for the sake of $200. However, the electric bill is upwards of $500 in the summer months. My options are to let them stay with what they can afford, find a new tenant, or sell. I am trying to build a portfolio for myself as I would like to save this money and buy a multi-family property and still keep my own one family. What should I do? Here's the thing. In this situation, we have a few things going on here. I feel like she has to run her numbers. Now, the reason why I feel like she has to run her numbers is to see if she's actually making any money. Now, in these times, you got to be very careful. If you get rid of a good tenant now, you don't know what you're going to get afterwards. But at the same time, sometimes we believe we're losing money because we have to run numbers. We have to run our numbers. Our numbers is going to tell us a whole different thing. If this tenant is costing you money and you're not cash flowing, yes, there's a problem. But it could also be there's a problem in the system. If she rents the apartment and the electric usage can easily go over, then that means that she should be charging maybe $4,000 or more. But then the next question should be is, can that area that she's in or that property's in, can it get $4,000? See, there's that question right there. If you buy a property in an area where you're just not going to cash flow and no one wants to pay that amount, you basically bought something in a cap rate that didn't make sense. You overpaid for a property, or the value of the property is not going to work, not for renting. This is an area maybe people buy property because they love the property, emotional reasons, but not for a rental. This is why sometimes some of the big gurus, they tell you to stay away from one family homes, because one family homes are not really meant to be rented out, but you can make good money with them if you're buying them in the right places or in the right prices. So in this situation, I think she has to be careful with if she actually tries to move this tenant out. She really should just run her numbers. That's the key thing. She needs to run her numbers and see if she's really losing money the whole year. She runs her numbers, see if she's really losing money. And if she's losing money, yes, then she has to really have a conversation with the tenants. And if they don't agree, then she's going to have to start looking for a new tenant. I would start screening right away. Because keep in mind, she's going to have to turn over that property. Let's say it costs her $2,000 just to turn it over, paint, carpets, all that, whatever. Then on top of it, you then have to think that the apartment can go empty for a month or two. That's $6,000 of rent that she's not going to get. But there's bills. That's $6,000. Let's say 2 months, $6,000 that she's not going to get, but there's still bills coming in. Meaning like she may, if it's in a cold place, she has to keep that heat on. She might have to keep a little security system on. I don't know, depending, right? So all that are going to be costs that she has to think about. But at the same time, if you're in a business where you're just losing money, and that's might not be cool as well. Now, she did say that she also wants to start a new business. Then this might be her chance to try to do that. It might be a good idea to go sell this one single family home for the price of the rent. That means that it probably can get a good amount of money. Sell this single family and then go to another location. Now this is a good option. Go to another location where the houses are selling for a lot less and buy a few properties or buy a multi-unit. Maybe, I am a champion for 4 units because I think they're like ideal, especially if you kind of want to get in the game, but you don't want to go all crazy and all heavy. Yeah, get a few duplexes, get a couple of quads, right? Now, when you have those fourplex, you buy, let's say she can buy like 2 or 4 fourplex. Those apartments, 4 units are already set up to make money. They're set up as 4 units. So that means whoever's selling them is going to sell them to someone who intends to make money. That's why sometimes fourplexes don't cost as much, or they can cost just as much as a single family in those areas, because here, the people who are buying them, they're buying them for money. Okay, you're not competing with home owners who extremely love the color, the paint. You're not competing with that. So my answer to her is make sure you run your numbers, make sure you're making money. And if you do have to get rid of these tenants, also think about how much it's going to cost you to do so. In these times, you might want to be very, very careful because your next tenant might be somebody who might not even pay you. So you got to be very careful in the moves you do. But if she does choose to move past it, I would recommend that she start screening right now. Don't wait for April. Start screening right now. Have your team or yourself, whatever, get ready to go in there, paint, do what you got to do, and go from there. Okay. All right. Okay. I got an answer from her and she said, thank you, already discussed, and they refuse to pay any overage. It's unfortunate to lose a good tenant, but I don't cash flow with the ridiculous utility expenses. Now, okay, with that answer, see, this is actually happening in real time here. With that answer, I will say she should try to offer them, like I would lower the rent. Like let's say it's $3,000, and let's say I would lower the rent, say, look, I'll give you the rent for $2,000, but you pay all your utilities. If the numbers make sense. I don't know if 2,000 is going to meet her need, but that's what she should do here. She should say, listen, I'm going to lower the rent. She should try to negotiate until, if it seems like, hey, they're not budging. Well, guess what? It's going to cost them too to move. And that's going to be something in their head too. It's going to cost them to move. They're going to have to find a place. They're going to have to do all that. So everybody gets hurt here. But the one thing that cannot happen, that should not happen, you cannot just run a business where you're paying for their stuff and you're not even getting anything out of it. It is a business, so I would think about that. Okay, well, there you have it. Hey guys, don't forget to subscribe to this station. I hope you like this segment that I'm trying right now, where I will just, if I see a question, I will answer it, because maybe somebody else is having some issue like that, or a similar issue. Okay, so please subscribe, turn on that notification, like, comment, and hey, let's have a conversation.